If there's one thing we can all agree on, it's probably that at some point in our lives we've all sucked in our stomach in an attempt to look skinnier. Whether it's posing for a picture, trying to impress someone, or just trying to fasten a tight pair of pants. And some people do this so regularly, so often, that it's just their habitual stance. But there may be some unwanted effects you haven't considered. When you pull in your stomach, what else happens to your body? You'll notice here that I'm sucking in my stomach, but my chest is lifted and forward, my rib cage is actually open or flared, and my diaphragm then doesn't have the same movement. I'm keeping my belly pulled in, which means my diaphragm is not going up and down with my breath. So chances are, if you're like this, you're a chest breather. You're just breathing into the top portion of your lungs. And if you're doing that, that means that your lung volume is restricted. It means that your oxygen levels are lower and your energy levels are lower. So maybe you can relate to that, right? And if your diaphragm is in this locked up position like this and not moving, it's not providing that internal massage for your other organs and glands and digestive tract. So it's not helping with elimination. So think about that. Yes, your breathing has to do with elimination, right? Another thing is when your belly's pulled in, your chest is jutted forward, which means your posture is totally out of alignment and not stable. You're only contracting the lower portion of your abdominal wall, not the upper part. So your core is not strong either. In fact, it's really off balance, right? So maybe you can relate to that, you know? This stance also translates into decreased power and strength, believe it or not. Yeah, because if you pull in your belly and you forget about this upper part of your ab wall, well, do that and go and try to pick up your kid or lift a suitcase and put it in an overhead compartment. You don't nearly have the same strength if you're able to recruit your entire abdominal wall and learn how to use your breathing in coordination with the movement and your activities that require strength and power. And finally, that desired aesthetic outcome, that smaller waistline, is only temporary, because as soon as you relax your stomach muscles, your belly goes right back where it started from, right? Because you're not really training your muscles to contract. You're not really strengthening your core effectively. So what are you to do then? You know, maybe some of these points resonated with you and you're like, okay, I get it. Yeah, that's me. So now what do I do? Well, you can start just by standing against the wall. So with your back against the wall, you can start to understand and practice how to take your rib cage in an open, flared position to a closed position where you can then incorporate contracting the upper abdominal wall musculature. Your shoulders are against the wall, your lower back's against the wall, so you may need to step your feet forward a little bit and tuck your butt under. So we want to have that nice connection between shoulders, back, waist, and your hips. And throughout this entire demonstration or exercise, you don't want to arch and come back. You want to keep that connection, okay? So touch the lower portion, the lower edge of your ribs, and then just tap between the lower rib cage right there in the center point, because those are the muscles that you're really going to focus on. When you inhale, think about expanding the front ribs as much as you can. And now it is restricted because your back's against the wall. And then as you exhale, shrink, tighten up your rib cage as much as you can, bringing the bottom ribs together. Have that feeling that they're coming in toward one another, right to that center point that you tapped. You have to exhale everything out. Inhale, expand the rib cage. Exhale, make the rib cage small. Exhale, 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 right into that center point. Inhale once again without arching your back, right? So right into the ribs in the bottom here, and then exhale. And closing up the ribs and contracting the upper portion of your abdominal wall. That might be the first time that you ever felt that right there, right? And you touch it on the outside, it really helps. So, how do we bring that onto the ab-eze? Well, this is against the wall, right? And you have the support against the wall, and you also have restricted ribcage movement. It's just a training thing that you can do. But on the ab-eze, your body is supported against gravity. So it doesn't take much of an angle, especially when you're first getting started, right? You just have it at your hips. It could be just at a slight angle like this. So if I'm standing against the wall, I'm straight up and down. At a slight angle, I can just practice that same motion, right, with my body suspended against gravity. So inhaling and exhaling, closing up that point, pulling in the stomach. This is the upper crunch, and I have it much more explanation in our upper crunch video, so take a look. Exercise can be so much more than just getting a good workout. Quality movements can really enhance your whole lifestyle, all of your activities that you do throughout your day, right? You can increase your energy, you can increase your strength and power, you can improve your posture, and with quality exercise, you can also get lasting aesthetic results and shrink your waistline.